Good morning to you on this Wednesday. It's February 9th. Glad you're with us. I'm Kiran Chetry.
Hey, hello to you all. I'm TJ Holmes. We will start with a big storm. Yes, this sounds like a broken record here, but it's targeting a different area of the country. Just take a look.
TJ said, are going to be bracing for as much as a foot of snow. And everyone's being told to stay off the roads and to stay inside if possible. Ed Lavandera is live in Oklahoma City this morning to let us know what it's like, telling everyone to stay inside, and there you are outside getting snowed on this morning, bringing us the story. Hey, Ed. A supertanker full of crude oil reportedly hijacked en route to the Gulf Coast of the United States. Well, Toyota's trying to move on now that a government investigation has found that the reports of sudden acceleration really meant no fault with the company's electronic throttle systems. There are many, though, who are skeptical of these findings.
We'll see you plenty throughout this morning.
Maybe you've noticed this at your workplace. The cubicle. Is the cubicle getting smaller?
And that's why it went after them. Jason Carroll is sitting here telling me he's been through this before. It happened to him. I don't believe that. None of us believe that.
That is true, except I was in a canoe. It was a canoe.
You're still here to tell him that. They were in a motorboat. You were in a canoe?
Well, it didn't charge me like that.
When you're up Hippos Creek without a paddle, you know you're in trouble.
Thank you.
It is the third largest land mammal out there. And yes, they're pretty fast in the water as well.
Stories, the fishtails on this show. Well, coming up on American Morning, dangerous narcotics sold pouring into Cairo's Tahrir Square again this morning, and many didn't leave. 55 minutes past the hour, Republicans in the House rethinking strategy this morning after failing to pass an extension of key provisions of the Patriot Act. It was an unexpected setback and one that some supporters believe could compromise America's ability to combat terror. Jim Acosta joins us live from Washington this morning with more on this. So what happened?
Well, Kiran, sometimes
to see this go down in defeat. Jim Acosta for us this morning from Washington. Thanks so much. We're warming up for the next hour. We're going to take a quick break. Your top stories in 90 seconds. Well, breast cancer affects 1 out of every 8 women in the United States, meaning if it hasn't touched your family or friends yet, throughout your lifetime, unfortunately, it probably will. This morning, though, there's some new information that many of the women affected might be welcome news this morning, that perhaps a surgery that happens to treat breast cancer might be unnecessary and they might not do it anymore. It's been common practice, but thanks to a new study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, things are slowly starting to change. Dr. Monica Morrow is whether or not to remove cancerous lymph nodes as part of the surgical treatment for cancer. What did your study reveal about this? For the past 6 months, how has it been received? There is such a fear about leaving any cancer cells behind.
Well, I think
what those side effects are. I mean, you think, boy, I've gone through this, you know, lumpectomy or mastectomy. How could removing a few lymph nodes in my armpits be the worst part of this?
Well, based on our study,
it doesn't necessarily apply to all women, right? They have to meet certain criteria. And so if you're trying to figure out whether or not this is the best thing for you or your loved one, where do you start?
Well, that's
other doctors across the country who are performing breast surgeries. How do you bring them on board and get them to perhaps change thinking, which for so long has been, let's get these nodes out. For many people out there. Dr. Monica Morrow, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
TJ? 20 minutes past the hour, morning talker time. A new public service campaign in Los Angeles is creating a lot of controversy. In Nepal, they don't have as many restrictions on how close you can get to the animals. Wow. And I was trying to feed monkeys some peanuts or something and grabbed my hair through the bars and was pulling it. But I screamed loud enough that the monkey was like, let me get away from this crazy lady, and let go. It's all in the risk, you know? Are you willing to take it to see wildlife up close? A college degree for $10,000, including your books? That sounds like a pretty good deal. Christine Romans explains who wants to put this plan into action.
All right. Also this morning, story of the morning that you are going to...
Well, it looks like the happy reunion didn't last long. You may remember the story of Carlina White. She was stolen from a only living Medal of Honor recipient from the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, is now leaving the Army. Staff Sergeant, all women, right? They have to meet certain criteria. And so if you're trying to figure out whether or not this is the best thing for you or you're loving for many people out there, Dr. Monica Morrow, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
TJ?